So today what we're going to do, this is Jack behind us, and he has come from the reining cow horse discipline. And so what we're going to try to do is, because he was so sore and had so much going on physically, it affected his emotional state and made him basically irritable. So Margaret Durst, who came in Saturday, and we did some body work and some energy work on him, and then I worked him in the pen for, explained what we were trying to do. In particular, we're trying to address, just right now, his ability to step under towards the midline with those hind legs and learn that he can load them, put more weight on them, and that will give him more power to push off, because we know that the hindquarters is the engine, but it's got to go through the horse to his mind and then vice versa. So because he was hurting so bad, what we've done with the Saturday session is helped him work through all that. And now we're going to work with him at Liberty in the 66-foot pen here, is just helping him step under, and you'll see that. And so I'll continue to add some more conversation and explanation as we go. But that's kind of what we're going to work on today, and see how things progress. And he offers to come in and kind of check in with me. That's great, because I want him to be as relaxed as he can be within this environment. Because the more relaxed he is, the more receptive he is to learning. And that's a very, very important part in an educational process, whether it be a horse, a dog, a person, is that they understand what we're trying to share with them, and not just forcing them to do something because we think that's what they need to do. We want to constantly have an exchange of information between he and I to be able to build on that by what he shares with me. I tailor it in my mind and try to adapt it to his needs at that moment within a given session. So I'm going to roll over here and pick him up, meaning support his movement a little bit. Now as he's moving, Della and I are just moving with him. Okay, now there's patches of grass in here which you can see. And what we're doing is I can't do much with the grass right now. It's here. So if he'll give me something like he didn't necessarily step under, but he moved his hip away, which is more respectful, and that helps develop the relationship between he and I. So now, since he did that, we're going to go over to this other side. Good. And hopefully you were able to see his left hind come off the ground and come to that midline as he moved his hip over, and then he gave us a little lateral movement where the hip and shoulder were moving together just a step. That's okay. That's really good. So his left side, it's a lot freer. That wasn't the side of the areas that really hurt him were predominantly more on the right side. So you'll see here, as we try to address that rot hind, to be able to come forward and ever so slightly to the midline. It might be only a quarter of an inch, and we'll take that. And then try to build up. did finally take a nice step, which is great. That's all he needs to do. Because the more he realizes that this leg can move this way, this leg can move this way, this leg can move out just ever so slightly. And forward it was fine, but whenever it came off the ground and needed to come from the right hind towards the left fore on that angle, that's still very hard for him. So if he can eat grass, we know that he's trying to be relaxed, because anytime a horse will stretch their neck out and lower their head, there's a moment of relaxation. The more relaxed they are, the more receptive they are to learning. And so it's real important that we do this, in my mind anyway, without a long lead on him, or tack, or a rider. We don't want that right now. He's not ready for that. He needs to realize that he can move that leg right hind to the midline without any, or ultimately without any discomfort. Right now, might be a little physical, like, oh my gosh, it's there, and he needs to test it to see that, well, it doesn't hurt like it did. So that will give him the ability to be more willing to try it. So whenever we do this, you might be thinking, oh geez, you're sitting behind him. Well, yeah, I am. But I'm really being aware to not put too much pressure on him so he were to back up and kick out and all that. So I rolled in, shrunk that bubble, so to speak, that's around me. As I roll towards him, that bubble compresses, and then I'm waiting for something to happen, particularly setting him up for that step. As soon as he does, you saw me roll back. I'm trying to really let him know that, man, that's great. That's just awesome. And then we approach him again. All right there, you can see how he kind of wanted to bring it back in a step as he backed up and yielded that hindquarters. That's okay. So I know that the next time I try to do that, probably it would be more advantageous to encourage and support a little movement, moving away, particularly maybe down the rail. It doesn't really matter where he goes as long as we're getting some movement going forward. Now right there, he's about 90 degrees to the rail. So I can go over here. If he wasn't, I'd always go more to the open side, because that is less likely to put myself or to put Christy, an ambulatory person, or in a chair, in a bad spot. So my thinking is to see if we can get him to move forward. All right, it's all right, buddy. All right. All right, so now you can kind of see as I roll forward, and I mean I got to slap my knee pretty good to really get him to focus or come off the focus of the grass to me. So now I'm going to go over here and get my little flag. The drive line is the front of the hind leg, and I know some other drive lines are where the girt would go and all that. That's all right. That's okay if that's what works for you. Why I and we like to be further back is I can see the whole horse. I can watch the footfall more from an angle as opposed to being beside him, staying more in the middle. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but I like to move around a lot more to be able to put myself in a position and basically thinking of it as I'm riding from the ground. I'm getting prepared and preparing him for ultimately a saddle and a rider, and you know, God willing, to be able to go and be back into his discipline, which is the reining cow horse, which is really cool. see me going from side to side periodically? Well, not periodically, a lot. Very nice. Now right there, if we do our work right, we set it up. So we do this, kind of directing that energy to that particular hind foot, the side that I'm on. In this case, it was his left hind. And I'm merely just directing it that way. And it's very important how you use the flag, or a lariat, or a lunge whip, or a long lead, whatever you want to use. Just be careful of having an understanding of how you can use it, not to create fright or a horse that becomes scared, or to get on the muscle and get real balled up. I don't want to do that. I want to keep his mind as relaxed as possible, keep those muscles through his body very supple, because again, the more relaxed they are, the more receptive they are to learn. And Margaret and her husband have done a very nice job with this horse, and I feel honored that they have given us a chance to work with them to help them. That's something that I don't take lightly.